Hey guys, you're watching the latest episode of iTalk Movies on Popcorn Talk. We have us in the studio, Devon, Werkheiser, and Sean Marquette, so don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's iTalk Movies.
Break it down. Break it down, guys. Hey everyone, you're watching iTalk Movies. Oh, I love this. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. You're watching iTalk Movies on Popcorn Talk. I'm your host, Kanika Lal. You can follow me on Twitter at Kanika Lal. And today's movie, we're talking about Sundown. It's the latest film. Think Hangover meets Mexico with a bunch of millennials. And it stars a couple of really cool guys. You might have known them from their classics. I mean, I definitely know them from Ned's Declassified, 13 Going on 30, and they have made strides since then. Please help me welcome Devon Werkheiser and Sean Marquette. Woo!
What's going on?
Hey.
What's up?
Thank you guys so much for coming down here. I wish I had shots of tequila. I wish I had some Mexicans with us. I think that would have been, really could feel the movie.
Little secret, I paid someone in the back. This is all tequila.
Oh, shit. You're not supposed to tell anybody.
Give me some.
All right, now we'll know the effect. All right, so yeah, I saw Sundown yesterday. I got a quick access, and I love the film. I mean, it felt like a party throughout the whole thing. But even though it was crazy, it was a party. There was like a sense of heart and deepness to the movie, which we'll get into.
Thank you.
But for those who don't really know what it's about, what's the premise?
It's about two gringos, me and this guy, who are best friends in high school, and it's spring break, and we get in some trouble in Oregon, and we end up chasing my love interest down to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, which just leads to a crazy Mexican adventure. I mean, that's like the short, that's the cliff note, you know?
Yeah,
Two
that is the
gringos
cliff
go
note.
to Mexico for spring break, and chaos ensues.
And speaking of gringos, I mean, the film was originally titled "I Break for Gringos."
Yes.
So how did that change happen?
Yeah, I mean, I still love the title. I Break for
I like that
Gringos.
too.
I do as well, but there's a decent argument for it being a little offensive because gringo isn't supposed to be a fun, nice word. Some
Right.
people take offense to it. Although,
So it's a slur for those who might not know. It's like
I mean, I guess it's supposed to
I
be,
guess
but
it's just not totally flattering, and also people were a little confused. Like you'd say, "I break for gringos," and they like wouldn't quite comprehend. It'd be like,
you
what?
really have to understand the I break for bumper stickers, and,
Right.
and most people who I don't know don't know that.
Right.
It's a little confusing.
And you don't want to have to explain your movie title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. The director, Fernando Lebrija, right?
Yes.
I got his last name
You
right.
nailed
right?
it.
Good.
Lebrija.
Good.
You got to put a little tongue
Oh,
roll.
Lebrija.
Yeah.
Lebrija. He originally, wasn't it supposed to be a smaller scale film? I mean, it was supposed to be in Spanish. You guys were certainly not attached to the film at first. So maybe that's why the title was maybe only meant for a Spanish speaking audience.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
Maybe.
but like, how did you guys get signed on?
We audition. You
Yeah.
know, we're
Okay.
actors in LA, and our job most of the time is
It's
to
auditioning.
audition.
Yeah.
And thank God we both auditioned for this because I saw him at the chemistry read, which is when it was down to like 5 actors for my character and 5 characters for his character.
Right.
And I saw him outside the audition, and we had worked on a film a couple years
Right.
before. We were good friends, and it was just like, uh-oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I first saw Devon, I was like, oh man, we're not gonna get this. No, I saw Devon, I was like, oh, we got this in the bag. We're about to do some improv, aren't we? We're gonna be funny.
Tell me about the audition. What was that like? Did they have you do improv? Did they have you read a scene?
Yeah.
Yep, that was a big thing. I think we were actually the first combination of Logan and Blake's to read for Fernando, and he asked us after the scene, just continue the scene.
Yeah, just don't stop.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And for me, it's really easy because Sean is non-stop at a 10 all day.
Yeah.
So I just have to react to his improv.
Yeah.
So thanks for nailing the audition. All I have to do is go like, you're
feeling
crazy.
what?
Yeah, exactly.
Which was like the movie, exactly.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
exactly. We have like a really, really great energy, and sometimes when
Yes.
you're doing improv and comedy and stuff, you need someone to be able to bounce off of. And for whatever
Yeah.
reason, we're not opposites, but we mesh really well.
Yeah.
So when we got to our audition and we had like 3 pages of the first scene. And they were like, look, if you guys want to go off book and just like have some fun. And I was like, I'm going to give you another 3 pages. Like, I've been rehearsing this so much. I'm ready to do the whole script right now. So like we just went through it, and it's really fun to do improv. And I think it's kind of intelligent of actors sometimes. Like when we did our improv, it wasn't like I kind of used things that weren't in the audition but were from the script to kind of navigate, a gray area of like if we're making up dialogue, I'd like it to still be about the characters.
Yeah.
So that I thought was kind of a really fun thing to go
Yeah,
through.
and that carried
And he
over
just
into
was
the
on it.
filming, and I love directors, especially in comedy, who allow us to improv a little bit, because
Right.
you catch some nice moments. The majority, I mean, I love our writers, Fernando and Miguel, they're amazing,
Yeah.
but the majority of Sean's, like, laugh out loud funny lines are all him. All him making it up.
What, give me specific lines or specific scenes that you remember that just really hit the nail when you were improvising.
I think the entire sequence, like there's this amazing, one of our favorite parts of the film is when we're in the car and we're being chased, and Chewie the taxi driver.
Is this when you, all three of you, the Chewie, the taxi driver, and you two woke up naked?
Yes.
With
Yes.
certain things drawn on you?
Yes, and we just have all these horrible images drawn on us.
Yeah,
and
horrible.
I had
There you
beautiful,
go, we have a picture right there.
I had beautiful eyeliner. Like,
That's
I don't know if
about
you
right.
can tell, my
no, your
eyelashes
makeup
look
was spot
incredible.
on. Oh, as good as mine right now.
He had a unibrow and, like, this little baby pigtail on top of his head.
oh, yeah.
It's so funny. Yeah, but there's this moment where he starts speaking Spanish and him and I start screaming like, "What are you doing? You're freaking us out!" And that whole thing was like off book, where he starts speaking in Spanish and they're like, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm confessing my sins before I
Right.
die." And then he starts confessing, and that whole confession was written really well. And I'm sure there's 3 or 4 more takes of different material.
Yeah.
But the one they went with was us arguing. He's like talking about being a virgin. I talk about sleeping with a dude.
Right.
And I thought
Right.
that was really funny and really laugh
Also,
out
that
loud
wasn't
funny.
in the script. That was so natural, that makes so much sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were just making stuff up.
And speaking of Chewie, which, by the way, I wish I had a Chewie in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, what a guy. He just has
Yeah.
a hookup from everyone's his cousin. I mean,
Yeah.
that helps out. But he didn't know English.
Not
At
at
all.
all.
So he had to learn
Still
a month.
doesn't.
Still doesn't.
Still doesn't. Like none.
So, I mean, he had to, I'm sure. Did you guys help him at all? Or he had to.
He's one of the best actors I
Yeah.
know, and Fernando worked with him a lot because obviously Fernando speaks Spanish and English, and it's unbelievable. For those of you who haven't seen the film yet, Chewie is our Mexican cab driver, and he speaks English to us the whole film, and Silverio Palacios doesn't know English. I mean, he doesn't speak English, and he just had to memorize, the syllables
Oh, man.
and go for it. I think it's why his dialogue comes out so funny.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that was part of Fernando's idea too, is that he would be really authentic as a
Yeah.
Spanish speaker who doesn't speak English.
Exactly.
And like just getting by. And
Yeah.
and it being really funny because of that.
Yeah, oh,
And so
exactly.
it's like that genius stuff that you don't plan that just
Yeah.
happens. Yeah.
I mean, I think the dynamic of the characters in this film was so interesting. And going back to you two, I mean, you were saying, I was going to ask, because I never met you obviously in person, but now that I'm meeting you, you have so much energy to begin with. So in your character specifically, Blake is so always high strung.
Yeah.
It's just letting everything go. So, I mean, I was just going to ask, like, how do you maintain that offset? And even you too, Devon. I mean, like, is it hard for you guys to kind of, I'm sure it's hard for you to snap on, snap off. What is your experience? Are you doing a little bit of method acting offset? What's it like?
Fernando's a really smart director, and he had us down there 3 weeks early before shooting. And we rehearsed a lot. We talked about the script every day, and we rehearsed, but we also got to hang out a lot in Puerto Vallarta as our characters sort of would have, and we got to sort of immerse ourselves into the adventure of the filming,
Yeah.
which is what our characters are going to do. They're going to immerse themselves into the adventure of the journey of the
Yes.
of the spring break.
Yeah.
So Fernando's really smart. I mean, we had 3 weeks to sort of just get in this playful mode
Right.
between us.
Yeah.
And Sean was just out of 12 the whole movie.
Yeah.
Look, they offered me some money. They told me they wanted me to be this guy. I wasn't going to let anybody down.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I guess every now and then you pray to the pagan gods to give you the energy to be really funny, but I
Right.
don't know. I mean, I don't know where that stuff comes from. It's just, I guess when you're really enjoying yourself, it's easy to be at
Yes,
a 12.
that is
Yeah,
true.
it
I'm
really-
sure being there was just a high all around, you
Yeah,
know?
it
It
was
really
really
was.
insane.
I mean, shooting in paradise is
Literally.
is a high. I mean, it's unbelievable to look around and be in Puerto Vallarta making a film that you're proud of with
Yep.
a director who you respect and enjoy working with. Like the whole filming experience was pretty awesome, and like it was a battle to make the movie. All movies are, but that's fun too. That gives you this
Yes.
energy of like, we're shooting this chase scene for like 3 weeks and
Yeah.
it's gnarly and we're almost dying and like we're just grinding it out. And it also helped that we were homies before
Yeah,
this.
we were
Exactly,
really
you
close.
worked
Yeah.
together.
Sean was my energy on set.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't have you, buddy,
Yeah.
if I didn't have you, I don't know.
If I
where
didn't
I'd
have you,
be.
I wouldn't have had the energy. Like,
Yeah, you need someone to bounce it off too. That makes a balance. You guys are.
I guess
kind of
I'm good at that. Like, just as a friend in life, as a person, like
Right.
I'm really good at, like, you know, sometimes when you're making a movie, like you get distracted after 3 weeks of plugging away 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
You forget
Yeah.
that you're here shooting like this really amazing, fun thing for young kids and like, young people. And I just did my best every day to remember that before I got to set because that was my job.
Yeah, exactly. And also, what were you gonna say? I don't want to.
I was just gonna say, Sean here in LA is like he's got a lot of energy, but he's also like a homebody. You know, he's got his house, he's got his
Right.
dogs.
Yeah,
he
he-
plays a lot of video games. He's a
alone
big
time.
nerd. He's
Yeah.
great. But he's pretty mild mannered most of the time. Sean got to Mexico and just he was
let it all go,
like
right?
I was just like, whoa, dude. All right, let's go. Sean was a lot in Mexico.
I'm not a method actor, but like I get how sometimes your character can really influence you as a person.
Oh, definitely.
That
Yeah.
little part of me has never died. I'm still a maniac. I love to dance. Love to dance.
Yeah, you guys are actually both dancers yourselves.
Yeah,
You so girl.
we grew.
I'm gonna have to see a dance move at the end of this. I'm not lying. We're gonna see
Done.
something.
I mean,
I'll
you
get
gotta
play
put
that
Because I'm a
Yeah.
dancer
Yeah.
too, so we're gonna do something. All right. But before we get to that, also you filmed this 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So you also were in your early 20s.
Yeah.
Didn't you
Yeah.
just
I was
turn 21?
21,
You were
yeah.
23. So of course, even that adds another element. Like, yes, we're in our early 20s. Let's go party.
And both of us, we've been acting since we were kids, so we were homeschooled.
Yeah.
So we had never done spring break.
Yeah.
We'd
That's a
never,
good point.
we'd
That's
never
true.
done high school or college spring break. We skipped all of that. So this was that for us. It
Wow.
really was. It added
You
to
fulfilled
the
it.
energy. Was like,
Yeah.
This is our
it's-
spring break.
It's kind of a unique experience to one, like make a movie, to two, like be the stars of the movie, to make a
Yes.
comedy movie, and then
Right.
also really enjoy yourself because it's all about spring break. It's like we really got lucky as far as actors and like hitting the
Unbelievable.
jackpot.
I mean, you were
fun.
surrounded by half-naked ladies the whole time. I was like, damn.
yeah.
Were you guys single then, or?
Who's watching this? I'm an angel. I wasn't
He
around
wasn't
half
single.
naked. Women?
I was single.
Okay, well that must have been even
was
extra
fun.
paradise for you.
It was
there were
fun.
some pretty girls there.
There was some beautiful women all around us all the time.
That must have been really fun. And
Yeah.
not only that, this was taken during a place where EDM was just about to blow up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I remember even seeing Steve Aoki in London during that time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he was before filming. I didn't really know of him
Right. Mhm.
or his work. So how did you guys relate to the music? And what do you think of EDM in its progression today?
Yeah.
Because you're also into music, so much of your
Definitely.
commentary on that.
Definitely. I mean, EDM was just about to fully blow mainstream, but 4 years ago, it was very on the rise, and I had been to a lot of Coachellas and
Yeah.
Burning Man and Bonnaroo. I mean, EDM is one of the genres that I really love to listen to, and Fernando has great taste in music, so he gave me this USB of stuff he was listening to while prepping the movie, and that's what I got to listen to, and I got to learn how to DJ before the film, so
Oh,
that got
cool.
me into EDM a lot more
Yeah.
because I actually felt what it's like to spin and mix and do that. So Fernando's smart. I mean, he loves EDM, and that's why he put it in the movie. And it was also about to become massive. And Steve Aoki's like top of the world right now.
Very timely. I mean, you guys had such cool DJs feature in this film. Steve Aoki, Chris Lake, Paul
Oakenfold,
Yeah.
Confold, Adrian Lux.
Adrian Lux.
How was it being surrounded by them, working on set
It
with
was
them? That's-
insane. Like I was kind of a dummy before I got to the film. Like I was a hip hop rap kid. I didn't leave my bedroom. I read comics and listened to Eminem way too much. And when I got to Mexico and I kind of got in the atmosphere of EDM and you know, part of our job was to be at a club for a week shooting a club scene. You have to dance and be into it. It was like a whole new world for me. Like it was an eye-opening experience. But I kind of really understood it from a third-party perspective of like why EDM became huge. Because it's kind of a release of energy. It's just an exploration of energy. And it's not like your pop music that you listen to on the radio. It's specifically designed to get you off of your feet and
Yeah.
dancing.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like a huge part of the movie and the culture for youth and people growing up and like and millennials.
Yeah, and this is an international film, and EDM, I mean, all music is sort of a universal language, but EDM
Yeah.
specifically, no matter where you are in the world, if you go to a club and hear that bass hit, boom, 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 Like that's it.
You'd be
Yeah.
surprised EDM is even mixed in with Indian music.
Yeah,
What?
exactly.
Yeah. Oh, it's
I wanna
sick,
hear
guys.
some
I
Indian
could show you.
remixes.
I could
Yes.
totally show you. But yeah, it's such a global concept. It
Yep.
could be added to any single song.
And that's what I love watching the film. There's a couple sequences when Camilla and I are dancing, like the first time. There's this Fetty Legrand track that goes on, and there's a couple sequences throughout the film that when the music kicks in, I'm just like in. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go.
zone.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm like dancing in my
Right.
seat. Yeah.
It's a good feeling. And also, didn't the director Fernando have an interesting his own party with Paul? They were like
Yeah.
taking tequila shots because he wanted Paul to get signed onto the film, right?
Yeah, so,
What happened?
So one of our producers, he's American, but he's actually like Chewy. He has all the connections in Puerto Vallarta.
okay.
Andy, Jerry, we love you. So Andy was part of this thing called Electro Beach in Puerto Vallarta, where
Okay.
for a couple weeks they would just bring down all the biggest DJs and host them at all the clubs in Puerto Vallarta.
Okay.
So Fernando went down before shooting to try and get some of them
Mm-hmm.
on board with the film, and Paul was one of them. And the story goes that Fernando showed up to meet with Paul, and he's in the DJ booth with Paul, and Paul's got bottle service of like tequila and everything.
Wow.
And before Paul would even talk to Fernando, he's like, we got too many bottles, you gotta help us drink these. And basically Paul got Fernando wasted to the point of
Wow.
like having to be carried out of the club.
No way.
Yeah, but Fernando did it. So
Yeah, that's what counts.
It was like this trial by fire with Paul. And after that, now Paul he helped music supervise. Like he's like the head of our.
Shoot. So
our
Fernando
music.
really did pass the test.
Fernando passed
Flying colors.
the Paul test, and I got to learn DJing from Paul. Like he
that's
gave me a
cool.
few lessons at his house here in LA. And at home, that guy is so chill. Like he's a businessman, he's a artist, and he's really mild-mannered. He's British, like he seems so calm. And then you get him out to Mexico and have him DJ, and he just goes off.
He goes crazy. I think that's what happens. What happens in Mexico stays in Mexico.
What happens in
That's what I
Mexico
keep trying to tell
sometimes
everybody. Nobody listens to me.
What happens in Mexico sometimes comes back. from
Sometimes,
Mexico.
comes back around. Yeah, that's true.
Maybe a little.
And also, I mean, you guys had such an amazing cast surrounding you as well.
Yes.
Camilla Bell, Sarah Paxton, Terry Hatcher. I mean, the list goes on. Did you? What?
How amazing was Sarah Paxton?
Oh, she was good.
So
I
funny.
wish I saw
funny.
more of her though. I love
Yeah.
that drunk scene when she vomited in his mouth.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts.
But she
Yeah.
reminded me of not myself, but we've all been there.
She reminded me of so many wasted
Yeah.
girls I've known.
No, I could say she reminded me of myself back in my college days. That was years ago, guys.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but still,
I
like
thought she
it's
just
really
crushed
relatable.
that.
Yeah, she did crush
scene.
it.
Yeah.
So funny.
And how was it working with Camilla?
Awesome.
Amazing. She's beautiful. You ever looked in her eyes in person?
Oh my god,
it's
her
incredible.
eyes,
You
guys,
could, it's
throughout
like,
this film were so mesmerizing.
yeah, she could literally
Yeah.
turn people to stone. I sometimes, when I talk to her, I'm like, I can't breathe right now, Camilla, because you're looking at me.
And
So
it was
when
great
we
that
talk,
she-
I have to look away.
It's real. She's like a hypnotist.
Yeah, and it's great that she worked with a dialect coach also
Yeah.
to form
Yeah.
that accent, which
Yeah.
I thought was really cool.
Yeah, and she speaks like 4 languages anyways.
Oh, wow.
She's mainly Brazilian as her
Yeah.
so Portuguese is her main one, but she spoke Spanish fluently. Worked on the accent. She made my job really easy.
Yeah.
It's just easy to look in her eyes and be like, "Oh, I'm in love."
Right.
You know. What
Yeah,
I mean?
we had a running joke on set whenever they were doing scenes together where I just didn't know who I was more jealous of, her or Devon, because they both had all these romantic scenes, and I just wanted one of them to love me. Just one. Just like maybe just for a scene, Blake
You
got
can
a little
actually
love.
see one of those moments in our bloopers. It's on our. They posted the bloopers.
Which one? I did see it towards the end of the movie.
No. Actually, I think it's on Facebook. We
okay,
posted
I have
like
to check
gag
that.
reels, and one of them is
Like
that.
you wanting to be loved.
Yeah.
You were just focusing on your website.
That's
Yeah.
that's basically
Your
it.
character had this over
Yeah.
You were
18.
just filming tetas, man.
I that's really all I wanted to film. I mean, it's what bumps up the views, man. Whether you
It
like it or
does.
not, 'tis the truth.
And are you guys anything? Okay, so 2 of your characters. I mean, you both take extremes. You take a risk for love. You take a
Yeah.
risk for your dirty website,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still a risk overall. Do you guys embody any of that? Is there something that maybe you would want to have more qualities of from your characters, or maybe you despise from your characters?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a really sophisticated question. Yeah, I
thank
disagree.
you.
I disagree with a lot of Blake's antics. Like, I don't know. I'm like a really respectful, anti-sexist, feminist at heart, really. So, like, part of all of my characters are really controversial because he's young and he's immature. But that's also an exploration of like what youth is. And I think it'd be really interesting if we ever got a sequel to see where Blake ends up, because I think it would be really funny if he made a flip. If after all his partying, he realizes that he needs to be a nicer person and find love and basically take all the values that Logan has as a character and brings to Blake as a friend by the end of the film a little more to heart. So I don't know. I mean, I also have been 20 years old and like, I just want to get laid. I just want to see some hot chicks. Yeah, like you go through that because as a dude, testosterone hits your body in a matter of 3 years and you don't know how to handle that energy.
No.
And like, it's difficult in America to talk to your parents about sex.
Oh, yeah.
So like, you mishandle it. This is what young men do.
That's true.
I think it's really funny and charming, but it's definitely not something I agree with as an adult.
Yeah, and
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, but I don't think, was your character really heartless though?
No, and that was part of my job is really, is to make sure that he still had a heart. And
Yes.
we got given that opportunity with a few of our makeup scenes and with him and I, with Devon. And I'm really happy that came through. Thanks.
yeah, you weren't a bad guy.
Yeah. Because it's easy to get lost in that. It's easy just to be like the bad pervert friend.
Yeah.
And I tried really hard to like make it kind of charming and fun.
Yeah, no, you did.
hard.
I saw that work.
Thanks.
And both of you guys. Well, obviously
Thanks.
you had a heart from the beginning.
Yeah.
You were like the girl that
I'm
everyone
the
wants
good-
to be. Yeah, you're the good guy.
I'm the good guy.
Yeah.
I could relate to my character a lot just in who I was at 18. Is like Logan's our hero of the film, and he's got passion for music and talent for it. He's nice, he's kind, he's got a good heart, but he just hasn't found his confidence yet. He doesn't know who he is. He's in that transition from boyhood to manhood, and he doesn't quite have that confidence or his voice. And that's what all of us go through, I think, guy or girl, but that's definitely what I went through. So I could just relate to him a lot. And by the end of the film, it's that thing where he finds his confidence, he finds his voice, and he becomes just more settled into himself. And that's life, that's the journey, that's where I transition from. And love is the biggest thing to sort of catalyze that. And that's what I love about the film. He finds something worth fighting for, something worth standing for, and something worth taking a risk for.
Right.
And that's where I love Logan and respect Logan. And I didn't quite understand love like that, like movie love or like Logan's love, until a few years ago, until I met my girlfriend who I'm with now. Like, I didn't understand that love could make you
Crazy and do anything.
yeah, do anything for it. I didn't understand. Like, it was just made up. It was just made up for me. It was made up. It was acting for me. But now I understand that love can make you a better man. That's where I'm at. One day, Sean, you'll know.
all. Love is us. It's you. It's me. It's her. It's us
One day.
together.
One day.
Whatever, man.
He's just sad.
Okay,
and
I love
lonely.
love, so I have to be on his side. Aren't
what
you
I'm
in
talking
love?
about.
You don't have a girlfriend?
No.
I think we're talking
Sean's-
too much about your personal
Sean
relationship.
is sad and lonely right now.
No.
It's so sad and so lonely.
Hey, I think it's better that way. You're not like, there's no heartbreak right now.
No, I'm-
Enjoy
I'm-
it.
I'm
We're
in my
all in our
Clooney
20s
years.
right now.
I'm just
so-
waiting until
Clooney
I'm
years.
like 50 and I meet an Italian lawyer who's in
Oh
government
my God,
there
that's
and
the
taking
perfect
care
life.
of me.
Clooney has it good. He knows what he's doing.
That's what I want. I want a woman
Yeah.
who doesn't have any time for me.
Yeah.
I just want to make phone calls all day and get nothing but like a full voicemail, and then one call on a Saturday of like, can you come over for 1 hour? And I'm like, we're in love. This
That's
is love to
perfect,
me.
right?
1 hour a week.
Enough for you.
You can't even think about me until you have a little bit of free time doing all your noble stuff. I'm like not that noble. That's what I need. A noble.
I know, you
girlfriend.
need someone to like fulfill
Balance
that
it
part
out,
of you.
yeah.
I
Devon
totally
is
get
Devon's
that.
actually my noble girlfriend. He knows.
Yeah,
that,
it's
so.
true.
Do you guys have any like ideal roles you'd love to play, maybe together or separately?
Ooh. I mean, I have something personally that comes to mind, but it's very strange.
What? You gotta
I
tell
just
us.
want to be a character like the Faun from Pan's Labyrinth. I want to be in like a big suit and have a weird voice. Or I want to do that.
I
kind
could
of stuff.
totally actually see you be like a character,
like
like
green
an animated.
screen work, like that kind of weird stuff, and like have weird body language and develop like a tick or something.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds so fun. It's like so much fun. I don't know who doesn't want to do
No,
that.
I agree.
Sounds awesome. Yeah.
I would make movies with Sean for the rest of my
Oh,
life.
that's cute.
You know, like Steve Martin and John Candy made a few. Like, I would love to have like a series of movies that we make together because it's just so fun and it works and we can change characters and I don't know. I'm gonna write one for us.
Yeah.
Do you guys
it.
write? Are you trying to explore more about behind the scenes?
I wrote
or?
my first film last year, and I'm working on on like redrafting it now. And yeah, it's about a road trip through Mexico, honestly. But yeah, I want to make films ultimately. Just I have so much time as an actor where I'm not working and where I'm auditioning, and I'd rather be proactive in creating what I want to say, because we're always doing other people's work. So
That's
yeah,
true.
I'm excited. I love writing.
That's true, and that kind of leads to my next point. And let's step away from Sundown for a second
Okay.
and go into you guys personally. First of all,
I just get to talk
I don't know
about
why.
myself.
I don't know why.
I have a platform to talk about myself. Awesome.
Yeah. This is your time right now.
Yay.
Do you guys hate it when people are like, "Oh my God, you've grown up," or "Oh my God, look how far you've come," or you're like, "Whatever."
No, it's
I love it. I mean,
You like hearing that?
I guess.
You don't get sick of it, like, "Oh, you were the 13 going on 30 kid."
I think the way I think about it, because I've grown up an actor, we grew up actors as kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Is if you're not into that aspect, if you don't like the notoriety that comes with success from creating really awesome creative content for the world, then maybe this isn't what you should be doing. So yeah, there are times, like especially with friends of mine who are a little more well known, I've gotten to see how it can be a little frustrating, having like so much love at you all the time and people not handling that right. At the same time, like I personally find it really endearing and really charming, and like nothing is too much. And I hope it continues, because that means I'm doing something right. Like that's validation to me.
Yeah.
And there's no such thing as too much validation, I don't think.
Oh,
Yeah,
good point.
for me, it's like this symbiotic relationship, right? Like I want to give things to my fans, especially because I do music as well. So like, that's music is it's a more intimate relationship with your fans than say being on the screen. Like I want to actually give them content and give them songs that make them feel things, and I want them to want to buy my songs, you know? So it's symbiotic for me. I love the fact that all I have to do is stand there and take a picture and smile and just be nice for like 20 seconds and their day is made. Like that's crazy to me. So with that responsibility, I accept it. You know, it's cool. And obviously, most of my fans come from Neds, so I
Right.
get called Ned like
All the time.
If I'm gonna get noticed, it's gonna be for Ned most of the time. And that's all right with me.
Yeah.
The cool thing about Ned's was it was about helping kids. Like it was about genuinely helping kids survive and letting kids know that they're not alone and it's okay to be weird. So the people who are fans of Ned's have such love for it, and that's a beautiful thing. Like if I represent that role to you, awesome. Let's have a nice conversation. Let's take a picture. It's all good. And like you said, it's part of this.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it or you resist it, it's just gonna be difficult.
Yeah, I agree. And that show, by the way, was so ahead of its curve.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? And now that you're doing these YouTube
Yeah.
videos about Devon's survival guide,
Yeah.
I think that is so smart.
Thanks.
I feel like you, out of all the YouTubers and bloggers, deserve to have that because you started by doing that. You know, like I thought about
Yeah.
that. I was like, damn, Devon. That's like a really good idea. How is that going for you? I mean, you're doing music, you're doing YouTube, you're doing these movies. I'm sure each art brings a different kind of satisfaction for you. So how does YouTube bring that?
It's been awesome. It's been really awesome. I mean, I just had sort of like this idea brewing of like bringing tips back to whoever is going to be attracted to it. And it's been beautiful. It's a lot of work. It's really fun. It's so much of my heart is these life lessons, these universal lessons that I've been learning. You know, I think what makes us the same is bigger than what makes us different. And that's sort of the heart of this is like, let me remind young people and whoever wants to watch these that we're all going through similar stuff.
Yeah.
And I wanted to create a community where even the comment section is pretty supportive and encouraging, and where people are sharing with each other. And so far, it's been growing slowly but surely,
Yeah.
and it's been what I've wanted it to be, and it is satisfying. That's the other thing. Like, okay, if you are holding me to Ned, if you're always calling me Ned, that's great. Ned's role was to help you in things, and I have a passion for that anyways. I like would love to support and encourage people. So for me, it finally clicked of like, all right, well, let me keep doing this, but as myself. Like, you're already seeing me as that, so let me stand in that role and take it as a responsibility and give you more tips on life lessons and universal lessons. And it's been cool. We're like halfway through season 1, and it's been awesome.
I think so. I saw a couple of the poop one was great. Everyone should watch the poop one.
Thanks. Everybody poops.
Everybody poops. Yeah, that's why before an interview I was like, oh my god, I'm a little nervous, but hey, they poop. So that's how I help myself. I always get a little cheesy and deep with my interview just because like I like to really get in the mindset.
Great.
So sorry, Sean, if you want to keep barfing, you can go in your mind.
No, I just thought it was
No,
fun.
Sean gets
But
real
Sean,
deep too. He really does.
You were talking about clarity. I know you do, which is why I'm asking.
Hey.
But you were talking about clarity, I think, in previous interviews about how you haven't really found it yet. Like your clarity, like your purpose, these big life questions. Sean, I'm not sure if you've dealt with these questions too, if you guys are still dealing with it. I mean, how are you slowly coming into terms of your purpose and being, because you guys, I mean, starting off as child actors, have witnessed so much, been through so many changes in the industry and your personal lives. So it's like,
That's a good question. I'm coming to the point in my life. I'm a little older than Devon, where I've just stopped asking those questions. Like, I don't really think it's up to me to have my own. Like, I don't. Without sounding mean, like I don't really like people who are too sure of themselves.
Yeah.
Like I don't like the idea of like I am this.
Yeah.
This is what I am, because it creates an ego, and I'm kind of really a nice person, and I don't like to think that way. So to me, I just like to, especially as an actor and someone who likes to be funny and trying to get into stand-up, like I just want to offer what I can in whatever I'm doing, and then just be cool with that being enough. Like I am pretty confident at this point that like I've worked a really long time in my life, and like I don't really have anything to prove. I'm just here to, I don't know, to try and show people some really cool emotions and make people feel things, you know, and share like energy and emotion. I'm good at that. I'm good at that in a conversation. I'm good at that as an actor. It's like, and that's like my clarity. It's like, okay, you don't need to go beyond that. I'm not the best ever at it. I'm not like only on this planet just to be an actor and show emotion. But like, I don't know, that's what I like to do. I really enjoy it. And I don't care if it's enough. I'm just going to do it.
I agree with that. I think a lot of people need to start thinking a little bit more like that. Because I think everyone's always striving for an answer. But I think just putting yourself out there and doing, I think that's really cool. You're doing stand-up.
Yeah.
That's sick. How is that going, by the way?
I went up for the third time in my life last Friday.
Where?
And it was, I went in Flappers in Burbank. down the street.
Yeah.
And I did a set list my buddy was hosting. And basically what it is they give you a cue card with 3 subjects. And you have to get up there and improv a set as if those subjects were your subjects for your set. So it's a really good exercise for just getting comfortable talking on a mic. And I was kind of funny. It was actually, for the 15 people that were there, I was really funny.
Yeah.
But I could not stop shaking. Like, as an actor, I've done everything. I've done live theater, downtown LA at the Amundsen. I've done live audiences for TV, film. I can do all of that without a remote amount of shake. I can be naked in Puerto Vallarta for 3.5 weeks shooting a movie, no shake. I don't care who sees. I get on a stand-up mic and I literally, I started bobbling side to side and was like just trying to be funny, which I think actually added to the comedy, how nervous I was.
Exactly.
But
what about it made you so nervous? Do you think it was just because it was live, and or you just weren't used to this? I mean,
I guess it's the first time, and I'm like, it feels like drugs almost. Not that I know what drugs feel like. I guess I really enjoyed the idea, which is what made it so nerve-wracking, that there isn't any. I'm not reading dialogue. Like anything I do up there is just from me, and I've never really explored that yet. And the exploration of that is really nerve-wracking. I don't know. To just like, here's a subject that you've never even thought about, and now be funny.
Yeah.
Like, no, please be funny, because if you're not, that's a feeling you don't want to have.
Yes.
It's just like, ooh.
There's silence, right?
I'm gonna crawl under my blankets like I've seen a ghost.
But like once you've achieved that, you've really like, I think, just broke something in you. You know, like
exactly, and that's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
Which was, as far as my nervous energy too with the shake, it was also like really happy adrenaline of like, oh, this feels good. Oh, this feels so good. I just want to keep holding this thing and talking. I also like to hear myself talk. So.
Right. Who doesn't? Actually, some people really don't. And then in terms of, before we go back to Sundown, what's next? I mean, are you working on an album? Are you doing more voiceover? Tell me, both of you guys.
Ooh.
What's next?
Stand-up's what's next for me. I think Goldberg season 4 is in the work for me. I've been working on that show.
Right.
I have a movie coming out at the end of the year called Friend Request with like amazing talent. Awesome. It's a thriller. It's not comedy, but I get to be funny.
It's a social media thriller.
Yeah,
based
that's
on
exactly right.
That's crazy.
Facebook gets possessed, and I'm the first one to go. No, it's really awesome. I have a hard time taking things seriously, especially when I get cast in a horror movie. But I did, and it was awesome. It's so good. And,
he's had a nice time. We shot 3 months in Puerto Vallarta for this. He shot 3 months in South Africa for that movie.
Nice.
Yeah,
South Africa.
Things are going okay, dude.
Yeah, I've been traveling most of my life. It's
That's
cool.
fun.
It's like real cool.
This is the time to do it.
And I got so much going on. I'm gonna finish out season 1 of Devon's Life Survival Guide on YouTube.
Cool.
The plan is this year to get going. I've been writing for my first album, the songs, and hopefully get that going and recording. I have music out on iTunes, but this will be my first full length. So I have like EPs and singles on iTunes, but yeah. First full length, I'm working on my script. I'm writing a different script for Sean and I. I think I'm doing a pilot in a couple months, and Sundown coming out.
Yeah, I always love this question for actors of like, well, what do you have going on next? And it's like, well, I think that both of us can say fairly straightforward, like we're like kind of Miguel Tejeda told me this, who was the writer of Sundown. He was like, Sean, your life's kind of at the whim of the creative gods, isn't it? Like I'm not really in control of what I do next.
Yeah.
Like
That's true.
That's part of the acceptance of being an actor and getting used to it, and how people get jaded sometimes and get bitter. It's like you're not really in control of what you're allowed to do creatively. You can try your own stuff, and then you might find yourself in a completely different avenue.
Right.
So like, there's always stuff going on, but we never really are too sure exactly what that
could not
is.
agree
One of
with
my
you more.
favorite acting coaches gave it to me this way. She's like, I know how crazy your life is. Like our life is an emotional roller coaster, just like acting is. I mean, we're unemployed most of the time, and we don't know where the next paycheck's coming most of the time. Like, it's pretty.
You're always on a gamble. You're always gambling.
It's unstable. But she said, but how exciting your life can change with a phone call.
Yeah.
Like you are always one phone call away from your entire life changing, and most people don't have that in their life unless the phone call is bad. You know what I mean? Most people don't have one phone call away from their life taking an amazing turn.
Yeah.
And that's an exciting way to live as much as it's a terrifying and insecure way to live.
Oh, no,
That reminds me of when we
definitely
found out we were doing Sundown. We
Right.
did this amazing audition together.
Yep.
And not to take anything away from the other actors who were there, because I know these guys and they're really talented.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the thing too, is especially now as actors, we've grown up with all the other guys who we get cast
Yeah,
against.
we knew everyone
know everyone
there.
intimately.
Yeah.
So everyone's waiting. You want for them, because as your friends as much as they want it for you. Like you're waiting for a dope phone call to find out you're doing a movie.
Yeah.
And I remember when I got the phone call, they were like, hey, you're gonna be our Blake. You're flying to Mexico in a week. We got some plans to go over and got to talk contracts and money. You're like, all right, cool, all that's good. I immediately hung up, called Devon, and go, Devon, are we going to Mexico? Are we going to Mexico? And he was like, Sean, we're going to Mexico. And it was amazing.
I love that. It's like such a surreal moment.
Yeah,
really
that
was.
really is a phone call that changed so much for you guys.
It really did. My life has changed so much from doing this film and everything that happened after. And the whole shoot was surreal. 3 months in Puerto Vallarta. The first day, we're at the hotel in the pool over the ocean at a pool bar with tequila with our paychecks already in our bank
my
accounts.
God.
They built
and we're
a
just
bar
like,
into the pool.
I know. I saw
You
that.
don't even have to get out of the water. And
we
just swim over. You're like, bartender, I'm dripping wet. Would you give me some tequila?
And that was
he's
our
like, yeah.
first day. And I mean, from that moment on, like amazing things happened in our lives. Yeah, I'm super grateful.
Yeah,
You guys
same.
should be.
Yeah.
I'm happy for both of them. Oh, there you go. Now it's the
Were we
moment.
not supposed to?
I
No,
wasn't.
you could.
It felt like the moment. I read that wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
But what? Okay, so on set, just going back to Sundown, we'll wrap up. Did the car like really crash?
Ooh,
Yes.
yeah.
Like, tell me like the one thing you're gonna really take away from this film that you'll apply to your next films or just in general, besides the drinking. Actually, I mean, we already went over it all, but
Yeah, well, I mean, on the car chase, like that was real. I love Mexico because we didn't have like a SAG rep on set, like making sure we were safe. We had Silverio, the actor, driving the car with Alejandro, another actor, driving the police car, crashing them against each other, actually. And yeah, we almost like we almost got real hurt one of the times. We were driving on this dirt road, and we were on the left side of the road, and next to us it was like a 8-foot drop down into a river, and we had the camera mounted on the side of the car to the left, so it's sticking 2 feet out, and we're banging against the police car on our right.
Tiny little dirt road.
Shoot.
So narrow.
And Silverio, like, he almost veered over the edge, brought it back, but he brought it back and there was a pole, and he cleared it with the car, but
Oh
the
my God.
rig that the camera was on,
Which is bolted to the frame.
which is bolted
my
to the
God.
car,
Like a part
and
of
a
the car.
metal steel frame hit this concrete pole and shattered glass on our naked bodies, and
Yeah.
like we almost crashed.
Yeah.
It was
I had little bits of glass.
so
And
intense.
The craziest part is like I was in the back. I'm in like the third seat, you know, like in the middle between the two, and we're not wearing seatbelts.
No.
And
Oh
I'm
my God.
naked.
Oh, yeah, right.
And we're looking to the right, and right as we all look forward for like our reaction, we see imminent death upon us. It's that moment of like, and in my mind, I was like, I guess this is the way I go, naked and covered in makeup, right through a windshield. But like, luckily, Silverio, when he turned, like the way that the like crash happened, I ended up just like in a corner of the car as opposed to through the windshield and just covered in glass. I feel bad for the makeup and hair because they're the ones who
man.
like take care of you physically.
yeah.
And so
And
when I
Sean
got
had
out of the car,
glass
they had to
in
like
his-
they had to just pick out little bits of
his
glass
ass.
from my ass. It was just like
No way.
little dabs of blood, and they had to like pat my booty down, and I was just like, yeah, get in there. Did this ruin my tan? No, we're still good. All right.
So that's crazy. So
Chalky
while this was
white,
happening,
yeah.
the shot still continued to film. Like this was.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was.
That's when you know these scenes, I don't know, it's so real and so
Yeah, it's
natural.
real. That was one of the most intense scenes. And as far as like what I'm gonna take away from the film, I don't exactly know how to put that into words. Like for me, every filming experience, especially one this big and this magical, they change you as a person. Like you go through a lot in the course of making a movie.
Yeah.
And it changed me as a person. 3 months in Puerto Vallarta making this film with this guy, like I grew and I changed, and it shaped who I am in ways that maybe I'm not so clear about, but I
Right.
know that it did.
Yeah.
And that's cool to know. Like moving forward, this movie is part of my legacy and it's part of who I
Totally is.
am.
Everything comes together.
Yep.
You might really realize it now, but later on you're gonna realize how it comes full circle.
Exactly.
Did you guys like pick up a favorite like Spanish curse word or slur?
I mean, a huevo is cool, and no mames. There's all these like
Like what's fun to say?
A la verga!
A la verga!
That's like it like means to the male genitalia.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a nice
You
way
guys
to
learned
put
that.
it.
and I like no mames,
dudes.
cabron.
No mames.
No mames güey.
No mames,
Yeah, I
cabron.
like that too.
With the accent, yeah.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
mames güey.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Que onda is cool too. That's just like
Yeah.
what's up.
Que
That's
onda.
not
Que
a
onda.
curse word, but like que onda.
Oh, like kind of like que pasa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Que onda
cool.
is like another one of those. Que onda, way.
Oh, I think that when we
Fun.
were just in Mexico, we were doing promotion for an awesome TV show, and our rad host taught us how to say "señorita sabrosas," which means like delicious. It means delicious.
Oh,
And-
right. So, but it was I learned Spanish in like high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sabroso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they
Means,
like say it. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
But by the way, how do people in Mexico react to this film? Because it released April 22nd in Mexico. It's releasing, of course, the 13th this Friday in U.S. But what were their reactions?
I mean, from our perspective, great.
Yeah.
I mean, but you also have to understand too, like this movie's for a certain demographic. It's like for young people, and so any young
Yeah.
person I've spoken to that's seen it is like, this was amazing. This was a wild ride. This was so funny. It's like that's all I've heard. If there's anything else other than that, I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, no, like all the interview. We did this whole press tour there, and it was great. All the people that interviewed us like really liked it. Every audience member I've talked to, 99% have really enjoyed the film. To me, I try and watch it objectively, and to me, it's really fun. And like you said, it has heart. Like I like our film.
Yeah.
There were some critic reviews in Mexico that weren't so down. I read the translations. That's okay. I mean.
Yeah.
It sort of felt like they were reviewing it as if it wasn't a spring break comedy.
Right.
Like you gotta
Like, too critically, right?
You
Like,
gotta
you-
start there.
Yeah.
Like, did you have fun? Because
Yeah.
that's the point.
That's the point.
Yeah.
When you walk out of it, you like feel like you were there.
Right.
You feel energized. You feel happy.
Right. Our point is to take you on this fun ride and hopefully have you emotionally engaged enough
Yes.
that you relate to it and have some like, laughs about like, oh yeah, I get what that's like.
Yeah.
And that's the point. Just like relate to it, have fun. I think it's hilarious.
Well, good.
Yeah, I
Right.
tried hard to make people laugh. Did you laugh?
Of course.
Yeah, there we go.
Especially
That's
the
what I'm
scene
talking
when
about.
you guys woke up.
Yeah, that was fun.
I mean, that's like that's
That was a classic,
so
yeah.
insane. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's so
I know.
insane. Like this is amazing.
It was insane to shoot too because there was my Nickelodeon show is really big in Mexico, so there's all these young fans in Puerto Vallarta we
who
shot this
watched.
for 3 weeks around Puerto Vallarta, and I'm naked, covered in makeup, sweating with like this just like little nut sock on, and like these girls are coming up, like these 15-year-old, 14-year-old girls, like, Ned, can I take your picture? And I'm like, I don't know the answer to that. Like, I told you I love taking pictures with my
Right,
fans,
but
but this was like
that moment, yeah.
you put me in a strange position.
I was always
little
egging them
girl.
on. I was like, yes, make sure that you cuddle her right into your right nipple. Like if you take the picture, make sure she's like right on your breast. Just like, yeah, right here.
Yeah, that was fun.
You should do a survival tip to Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah.
How to survive spring break.
Yeah, it's Pepto-Bismol,
Yeah.
ibuprofen, lots of tequila.
Lots of
And
tequila.
sunglasses
And
for your next day
sunglasses.
Sunglasses.
hangover.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
And you do it all over again. I love that. It's like during the day, you're just chillaxing.
Yeah.
At night. Okay, well, we have a trailer to show for you
Yes,
guys.
please.
To get even more amped up. So let's take
We're
a look.
gonna
go to Puerto
narrate it.
Yes, and so should you. It's gonna be so much
Okay,
fun.
this is us in America.
Oh,
That's Lena, Sarah Paxton.
Puerto Vallarta, huh?
You should totally come with us.
Oh, you should go to
The
Puerto
Catalyst.
Vallarta.
Kill us. If we don't do this,
John Michael Higgins, amazing father.
Yeah.
Of ours.
Love that one. Puerto Vallarta, go there.
So, what bring you here, amigos? He's here for his dream girl.
See? This is fate.
Oh, someone got drunk. Get ready.
When fate gets drunk.
oh my God.
Dance with me.
Camilla Bell. Dance with me.
Jordy, maniac.
Cockfight.
Crazy, right? Yeah, Paul. Yeah, Paul. We'll see you later.
It's so fun. I don't watch this enough.
I want you to give a warm welcome to
We are so much fun making this.
No, that's Chris.
Oh, Chris is the man.
Man, it's so cool.
The Scottish man.
Puerto Vallarta. Give it up for Agent Lux.
I'm such a fun dancer. I'm so fun.
Welcome to Puerto Vallarta.
It's fun,
I
guys.
love
Go
that.
see
I love
it.
that. I mean, it does not make you want to party. I don't know what does. That
Yeah.
definitely makes you want to rage like crazy. Okay, well, I want to do some like rapid fire questions before we end this.
go.
Boom.
All right. Answer quickly.
Yep.
You guys can answer at the same time, or whoever thinks of it first. Okay.
I love talking over him. Let's
What
do it.
is your go-to alcohol drink?
Tequila, whiskey, beer, and wine.
Mezcal.
Oh, mezcal too.
What is
Mezcal.
your number one jam that comes on you just like have to dance to?
Fetty Wap.
That's a good one.
Feels so close, like still, that's old, but
Oh, Calvin Harris.
yeah, it just
right?
hits me.
Where would be like your ideal, besides obviously Mexico, your ideal place to just get away, rage, whatever? Your paradise. Could even be in your house.
Burning Man.
I'm going to Punta de Mita, which is outside Puerto Vallarta, and I'm going to eat a lot of mushrooms on that private beach.
I love that. Wait, you said private mushrooms or private?
No. I'm going to eat a lot of mushrooms
Eat a lot of
on
mushrooms
the private beach.
on the private beach. Got it. Why mushrooms?
I mean, let's take some and we'll talk about it.
I like that. We should have the interview after we ate some mushrooms. Who would be the... No, just fungi. That's all I'm talking about. Who would be the ideal person to sit with to have coffee? Whether historic or living?
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders.
Interesting.
wait
Oh, we
for
got
it.
some Bernie fans in the house.
Yeah.
For it.
Oh, shit.
Other
Love
cameras? Is we seeing this?
Love it.
I
was
like
just talking-
that.
And Jim Carrey.
And
Jim Carrey. Oh my God, he would be
gosh.
great.
Oh, and Russell Brand.
And Russell
Those
Brand.
are just my biggest
George
heroes.
Carlin's ghost. I'd love to see how cynical he's gotten post-death.
I bet he's really lovely now that he's a ghost.
So this is failing because I can't read my
Your
my
own
handwriting.
handwriting? Should I try to
Instagram,
decipher it?
Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram.
Who should everyone be following right now?
Me.
Devon.
Okay, is this the best interview you've ever had?
Yes, it's up there.
No.
Okay, and what is your go-to dance move? Because Marissa would be so kind to play some jams.
Play us some
and I want to
jams.
see you guys
Oh, we gotta stay in the
shoot.
camera.
Yeah, we have to stay in the frame. But I.
Just wait for it. Oh, that's Sean's go-to. It's like this body roll thing that he developed in Puerto Vallarta.
I like that.
There's some hands involved sometimes.
Both girls and guys can do that body roll.
Yeah.
So, it's unisex.
I like the little side to side. It's like a two-step from Hitch.
Okay.
You should go like from here
yeah, the
to
hitch
here.
move.
I also love the Bernie.
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah.
And then I like when it goes.
Alright, what about the head?
You good? Roll side to side?
This is what you're going to be experiencing when you watch Sundown, except 100 times more. You guys need to see it. It opens in theaters on May 13th. These guys are awesome, honestly. Let's give it up again for Devon, Werkheiser, Sean Marquette. I mean, I wish them the best of luck. They have such a even more aspiring, bright future ahead of them. So I'm excited
This was
to
an
see
amazing interview.
Yeah, this was so much fun.
Oh, I'm really glad.
Let's go drink.
Well, yeah, we have beer in the back. Can you guys just tell the fans one more time your social media?
Yeah, mine is Devon Work Harder, DEVONWERKHARDER, Devon Work Harder, like my last name, Werkheiser. That's it at everything.
At
Facebook,
Sean Marquette at most
Instagram,
of
Twitter.
everything. Instagram, Facebook, I'm on there, Sean Marquette, and then Real S Marquette on Twitter.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then-
and hit me up on YouTube.
Sweet, yeah,
see
and
my show.
also the movie Instagram or the movie social
Movie
media
Sundown,
is
right? The
It's
Twitters?
Twitter's at Movie Sundown.
Yeah,
And
at Movie
Instagram,
Sundown.
Sundown Movie, I think.
And then at Sundown Movie for
Okay,
Instagram.
we should
Yeah.
definitely have that in the description below the video.
Yeah,
as well,
check it out. Check it out. Oh, I also have a show that I host on the Go 90 app. It's a hip hop
Right.
dance competition
with
show.
the hip hop choreographer
Matt Stefanina, who's
Yes.
a beast. So I've learned some hip hop moves from him. This is my favorite. Well, you can't see, but my knee goes up, and they do that.
Oh,
it's called
like
a
that.
hit dem, folks. That's what the
Nice.
move's called. Yeah, that's on
So
the
it's like
Go
also
90.
self-defense too.
Yeah,
Someone's
it's also like
all right, cool.
double punch.
All right, I like that.
It's a superhero
I
move.
like that a lot.
That's amazing.
And you
Let's
guys
do a
can
superhero
find.
movie.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should.
oh my gosh.
Like,
Man, I'd be into
you know
that.
what? Why is there not a Captain Underpants movie?
Captain Underpants.
Like that.
the
That book
movie.
was. Yeah. I'll help
Whoa.
write it too, guys.
All right.
Include me
We'll
in
talk.
that.
We'll talk.
All right, you guys can find me on Twitter at Kanika Lal and Instagram at You Can Have It Lal and all social media
You can
too.
have it,
Snapchat.
lol.
You can have
I'm
it.
gonna
lol.
find you. I'm gonna follow you.
Yeah, please do. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Make sure to check out Sundown Movie on May 13th, and I'll see you next time.
From the Popcorn Talk Network and producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.